What's up, everybody? So let's talk about Keith Lee. So y'all know I made a video about Keith Lee being on his food tour, and he came to Atlanta to tour different restaurants in Atlanta. Now, the restaurants that he toured were suggested to him. So those were the restaurants that he went to, right? And so y'all, let me tell y'all something. Keith left Atlanta shook up and in shambles, right? Because there were some restaurants like the Real Milk and Honey and Candy Burris' restaurant, the Old Lady Gang, that he went to and he could not get his food. And so he did still leave a review on those restaurants, but he did not say anything bad about those restaurants. He's just not used to a restaurant and not being able to get takeout. He's not used to a restaurant not being able to just pick up your food and take it out, right? Because he likes to eat in his car and do his reviews that way so that they won't treat him any different from the other patrons that come into their restaurants. Keith does not want any kind of special treatment because Keith does have a big following on TikTok. He has like over 14 million followers on TikTok. So he has a big following and he does not consider himself a celebrity. So he does not want to get preferential treatment, and he does not want to go in front of the other patrons that have been waiting for an hour and a half, 2 hours at a restaurant. And that's a good thing about him. Even though he has a big following, it has not gone to his head, because some celebrities think that because I'm a celebrity, I should be able to get in front of everybody regardless of how long they have waited. And so these celebrities are just like anybody else. Okay, yeah, they do have a lot more money, but I do like the fact that Keith Lee feels like he shouldn't be treated any differently than the other people that's paying, because he is paying himself as well. And being that Keith has a big following, and with doing his reviews, he has brought some of these slower businesses much more business. I mean, these people went from having like one or two people the whole day to having hundreds of people in one day. So Keith has been a blessing to a lot of these restaurants because he give his honest opinion. And so he did a recap on his TikTok, and yeah, why y'all over here threatening these people? Keith sit up here and said that these people done sent death threats to a restaurant he did not even freaking go to. Why are y'all threatening Keith? Why are y'all threatening his family? Why are y'all threatening these people? When he literally sat up here and said, do not go leave these people negative reviews. Don't go leave these people any kind of negative comments. And he's a food critic. So he's either going to like it or he's not. And if he's genuine, he's going to give the real honest truth, okay? Because like I said in my video the other day, I live here in Georgia. I have gone to several different restaurants in Atlanta, and the wait time is crazy. It is. You'll be waiting an hour and a half, 2 hours just to be seated. The customer service is not good, and the food is mediocre at best. I can name quite a few restaurants I've gone to, and I'm like, what? These people overhype these restaurants for real. I'll be thinking to myself, honey, I could have made this at home. And a lot of these restaurants hype up the ambiance and not really the food, not the drinks, not the customer service. And so it lacks. Some of these restaurants are lacking. They are mediocre. And, hey, and with Keith doing these reviews, a lot of people were like, hey, we've been saying this for years. And since he has a big following, a lot of people felt like, okay, well, we can say more about this now because he's spoken out. He see it too. And people here in Georgia, we have been complaining about this for a very long time. So it's nothing new to us. But like he said, do not send these people anything negative. It's actually to help these businesses to revamp certain things that they need to revamp, right? Like, okay, you don't do a takeout. These owners now should be like, well, let's try to see if we can, incorporate takeout for the people who don't want to sit in. And let's try to get rid of some of these rules, because y'all got like rules from A to Z, baby. Like, it's just too many rules and regulations and stuff like that. And they should try to get their managers, their staff people, their waiters training for better customer service too as well. Because some of these waiters, yeah, they do have some bad attitudes. I know it's rough trying to be a waiter. Some of these people don't tip, this and that and all the other, but that is your job. You are there to service the customer. So better customer service, they need some training, they need something, right? And so he's just trying to get these businesses to revamp some of the stuff that they need to revamp to get better business, to get more money. But Keith has been a blessing to a lot of businesses, and his reviews are very fair. But the fact that some of y'all went and sent death threats to a restaurant he did not even go to, y'all was sending death threats to the Milk and Honey. That's a different restaurant from what he went to, the Real Milk and Honey. And so y'all know that the owner of the Real Milk and Honey responded. Candy also responded as well to what Keith said in his reviews or whatnot. And so let's get into the recap of what Keith had to say about his Atlanta tour.
This week has been insane. This is a recap of everything that's happened this week. The good and the not so good. Let's talk about it. Let's just address the elephant in the room. These two videos were posted yesterday.
Make sure if they get food, we'll sit out.
Long story short, me and my family tried to go to Old Lady Gang, and that situation just wasn't for me. And I want to be very clear. Usually when celebrities come in, they want to be treated like that. I'm not a celebrity. I'm a normal person. So I get the employee was just trying to do her job. I'm just not the target audience for that kind of treatment. So we went to another place. We went to the Toast on Linux timeline. We went to Old Lady Gang. I shot the video. We left and went to Toast on Linux. Toast on Linux is where those two videos were taken. I had no intention of shooting the video. We just went to eat food. We walked up. It was a 2.5 hour wait time. But the people that were waiting were dressed to the nines, head to toe. On Sunday in Atlanta, people go to brunch, so they expect to wait. We didn't know that. While I was there, me and my wife took a picture with a lady who does food reviews. She has nothing to do with the situation other than the fact that we took a picture together while she was eating. They said it was a 2.5 hour wait time. We said, okay, we're gonna go somewhere else. While we walked out, the entire staff walked out behind us. They attempted to implore us to stay and said that we could sit down immediately. Again, I'm not the target audience for that. Usually I would just leave, but before we left, we saw 2 cars with 2 people in each car. So they were separate. It was 2 girls in one car over here. It was 2 girls in one car over here. One car had been waiting for an hour and a half. The other car had been waiting for an hour. One car was trying to do takeout. One car was trying to sit down. So again, the people that were waiting inside, that were dressed to the nines, they didn't mind waiting. But the people that were sitting in these cars, I didn't like that. So the owner and the manager walked out and they offered us a table for us to be able to sit down. We told them as a family that we would do takeout, but we wouldn't eat in the restaurant. And the only way we would do takeout is if they gave the table that they was going to get us to the 2 girls that was sitting in this car, which they did. And on top of that, they had to make sure the girls that was sitting in this car got takeout before we did, which again, they did. The staff and the owner were extremely accommodating. They were nice, they were accommodating, they were professional. And again, that's just my experience. When we got the food, we all enjoyed it. Personally, the food was good to me. But again, I wasn't recording anything. I was just eating. We paid for our food and I tipped the waitress $500. I wasn't going to say nothing about it because again, I was just eating food. But these videos came out and I just wanted to make sure we clear it up. The lady we met inside the restaurant had nothing to do with anything. She was just eating food. And I wasn't arguing with nobody. I don't argue. I even said in the video that they recorded. I'm just Keith. Social media aside, I'm a normal person.
Social media aside, I'm just Keith.
Cardi B went live last night and she said this about our situation.
Talking about this guy called Keith. He does restaurant review. And I'm like, who is that? Who is that? I know that being a restaurant owner is a lot of hard work. And so many people have invested money in their restaurants. People, like this, is their everything. But I always find this. Eating in Atlanta, it is such an event. You could barely order in Atlanta restaurants. Like you go like, hey, I would like to make order. Oh yeah, we don't take orders. They don't do no pickup orders. They don't do delivery.
God is amazing. Shout out to Cardi B. The Real Milk and Honey is one of the restaurants that me and my family went to. The Real Milk and Honey and Milk and Honey are two different restaurants. The Real Milk and Honey is a restaurant we went to. Milk and Honey is a restaurant we did not attend. I already was very clear and transparent, asking y'all not to leave hate anywhere. But specifically, don't leave hate to the Milk and Honey. They didn't do anything. Update, I just received a notice from the owner of the Milk and Honey, the place that we did not go to. Them and their employees been receiving death threats. I'm absolutely 100% not with that. That's so corny and so lame, regardless of my opinion on any restaurant, even if it's the Real Milk and Honey. We don't do that over here at all. If you do that, you are not somebody that watch me and not somebody that support what me and my family are on. God bless you. And I mean, under any circumstances, that's not okay in my eyes. But again, if y'all would listen to me, don't leave hate nowhere. If you would like to have your own personal experience on any of these restaurants, I encourage you to go. But now to the most important thing. These are all the amazing things we're able to do while we're in Atlanta.
I've been through so much to open this restaurant. Didn't even know I was going to be able to open it. And you know, tonight, who walked through my door? Keith Lee. It is 8:40 at night, and this is the line. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting. Who would have thought Keith Lee would bring ATL out, bro? Like, God did this, Bird did this, Keith Lee did this, nigga, we did this!
Popular TikToker Keith Lee is sparking a lot of conversation about Atlanta's food scene.
Packed of Keith Lee. Look at these cars lined up, y'all. This area is always empty, but this is just one side. It is never packed, but this is the dining experience.
Oh, you got these people attention now? Talk that talk, George. You got these people attention now. Now they know it's not a game no more.
Shout out to every single person that we met while we were there. The hospitality from the locals in Atlanta, crazy. Something I'll never forget. This has been another stop on a Keith Lee and family food tour. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe. About it. Every restaurant that me and my family go to, we were either A, invited by the restaurant themselves, or B, was told about the restaurant 100 plus times. From locals, from people who mention me, from people who email me, DM me. 99% of the time, I never go to a random restaurant. With that being said, my opinion was asked for. So many narratives being pushed, and it's insane to me. But let's be honest. What else do you want from me? If I go to a bunch of restaurants and I have a string of good experiences, then I'm being too nice, I'm lying, the narrative's being pushed that my eye roll is fake, and I'm lying just to help people. Then on the same hand, if I go to 2 or 3 restaurants where I don't have the best experience, now I'm tearing down businesses, now I'm being mean, now I need to shut up, I need to mind my business, I need to sit down. Again, I can't win for losing. I understand everybody gonna have an opinion on the situation. You can disagree with me, you cannot like what I say. Completely understand, I'm okay with that. But when my safety and my family's safety start coming into play, that's where I draw the line at. But what can't happen is with my family or the restaurants or anybody's safety start coming into play. It's absolutely overboard. Especially when I was asked to give my opinion. Because you telling me my opinion only matter if it's positive. Because if it's positive, you got my face plastered on the wall and you saying Keith Lee been here. But if it's negative, I need to sit down somewhere and you don't know who I am. That's crazy to me. It was so much positive that happened in Atlanta that was shunned by the negative. It was so many restaurants we was blessed enough to help. We went to an array of restaurants like we always do at every city. I'm going to be 100% transparent, 100% candid. Me and my family will postpone touring if other cities going to be like this. Every review not going to be the best. I'm going to be 100% honest. If you want me to come, please understand, I will be honest. I don't mean no harm. I don't have no malicious intent. I mean that, and when I say it, I mean it. People be like, well, you know what you're doing. You know if you give a bad review, people going to come and flood it with hate comments. What else do you want me to do? I'm telling people not to go and leave hate comments. I'm telling people not to leave negative comments. I'm telling people make their own opinions. You want me to lie and say I had a good experience, or you want me to only post the videos when I have a positive experience? Then all of the videos I post is only going to be positive experience. Then the narrative is going to be pushing. I'm only trying to be positive, and we're going to end up in the same situation. And on top of that, I think something is getting lost in translation. When that happens, the restaurants that we are blessed enough to help won't be helped in the same manner because people won't show up in the same way because my reviews would be inauthentic. One of the reasons people show up the way they do is because they know I'm being honest and I'm giving my personal opinion and my personal perspective on the situation. But if I don't do that anymore, it won't be the 3 or 4 hour wait times, and now we won't be able to help business owners and we won't be able to give back to the community. In the grand scheme, that's what this is about. It's about giving back. It's about giving back to the community. It's about stimulating the economy. That's what it's about. All the other stuff, I'm a simple man in real life. As long as me and my family healthy and safe and we can live a comfortable life, I'm straight. Again, it's a double-edged sword. I understand with great power comes great responsibility. God made me for this. I'm built for this. At the end of the day, I just want to eat food, walk in my path. If you want to be on a journey with me, you are more than welcome. If you don't, God bless you. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all be safe. And nobody's safety should be on the line. Not mine, not my family, not the restaurants that we go to. Relax. Like, relax, bro. Like, I understand. I get it. But at the end of the day, what you want me to do? You want me to lie? I can't do that. I'll walk away from everything before I lie. I'm telling you that right now. On 10 toes. Everything. God bless.
Okay, so y'all saw those videos from Keith Lee. Honey, these people almost making Keith Lee stop his food tour. He was like, you know what? If it's going to be anything like how I experienced here in Atlanta, I don't want to go to no other city. No, we don't want to go to no other city if it's going to be like Atlanta. Because y'all showed out for real. Y'all should not have sent any death threats to that restaurant. Should not have been threatening Keith, his family, whatever. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. And I do understand, like, some of these influencers do get threatened a lot. Like, a lot. And it's quite crazy when you think about how people are mentally, to the fact that he's doing a food review and they will send a threat to someone and they probably never went to that restaurant, nothing. Like, y'all got to be crazy in the head to actually do something like that. Honey, it ain't that serious. But Keith, don't stop your food tours because of this experience right here. Keep on doing the Lord's work like how you've been doing and blessing these businesses that are thriving now because of your reviews. Anyway, what do y'all think about Keith Lee's recap about his experience here in Atlanta? Y'all know what y'all gotta do. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Share this video, like this video, and y'all know what y'all gotta do. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye.